Is entering flow a luxury? Sometimes it feels that way, especially in this time where we've been flooded with alerts and worry and heartbreak and everything that has been all consuming in this year and a half. It feels like the ability to enter some kind of zone of flow is a luxury. It almost feels indulgent, but I think it's far from that. There's a little halacha on Erev Pesach, which I think comes to address this issue. The Gemara in Pesachim records Abaye telling us that on Erev Pesach, a tsorva mirabanan, a young, passionate Torah scholar, shouldn't enter his normal seder of learning. He shouldn't sit down to learn, lest he gets so caught up in his learning that he pushes off the dikat chametz. When the Rambam comes to record this idea, Rav Soloveitchik notices that he embellishes it. On top of telling us that you can't enter your normal seder for learning, the Rambam adds that a Talmid Chacham can't even open a Chumash. And Rav Soloveitchik says, why does he add that? He says, because the Rambam understood that whereas for a budding Torah scholar, they would need to get into their seder, into their normal learning in order to enter flow of Talmud Torah, so much so that they'd miss B'dikat Chametz. For a Talmid Chacham, all he has to do is open up the Chumash, and he has entered that portal. He is at risk of getting into the zone of Torah study so much that he's going to miss the B'dikat Chametz. Flow is powerful. It's transformative. It can take us to a whole different place. And no, flow is not a luxury. Flow is actually an essential state in which we are running not just on adrenaline from thing to thing, but rather we are going deep into our being and transforming in a way that is like no other. And I think that it's exactly what we need to remember at this time is the ability, even as we're facing the existential threats that we are facing, to know that for our own spiritual well-being and for our own mental well-being, entering states of flow is not just a luxury. And this little halacha reflects this idea and understands just how powerful it can be to sit in a Beit Midrash. We watched it all year in the Zman Choref, we just are finishing here at Nishmat, the unbelievable power of an entire room filled of kol Torah, of people who are able to enter that state of flow, knowing that there are ways in which people can get in touch with us and help us out if we are in distress, but knowing that how powerful it is to let that Torah, to go deep into that Torah and let us transform us. But of course, there are times where we're not supposed to be in flow, where we're supposed to be doing B'dikat Chametz, where we're supposed to be busy and involving ourselves and doing spiritual checking from a very different perspective. And that concept of balancing this sense of vigilance with a sense of rootedness is, I think, an idea that really comes to the fore from this tiny little halacha on Erev Pesach. May we all see a Geula Shlema this year. May we all enter the night of nights, the night of Leil HaSeder, where we really will be able to enter that flow in the deepest way with our families and merit to see a Geula Shlema for all of Am Yisrael.